Hey guys, so today I'm at the cemetery. It is October 30th, so it is the day before Samhain, or some people start their celebrations the night before, so they would start tonight. But I am in the cemetery today and I have a specific purpose. I am going to be visiting, and I am also collecting dirt from a specific grave. I'm going to be visiting my mother, my grandfather, and a friend of mine as well, because we're all kind of in the same area of this cemetery. I'm not doing any work today, and if I was, I wouldn't record it because that would be kind of stupid. But I'm just visiting, and this is kind of the most elaborate visit that I have ever done, so that is why I am recording it. So we'll see how this goes. I literally have like a bag of stuff. I have flowers for my mother, because I always bring her flowers, and I always leave flowers at all of the graves, but today I have other stuff. I brought Dorothy Morrison's Awaken the Dead, because Michael sent this to me, and Michael and Nimbus told me that if I could wear it before I came to visit, so if anything funky happens, we can blame it on them. So I'm gonna do that now, because my purpose is also to make contact and communication as well. Whew. I also have a spray bottle of Florida water. Now, I keep a spray bottle of Florida water because a lot of the times I will spray the bottom of my shoes, because if you think about it, you're walking around in the dirt, you're tracking graveyard dirt back home. So if you want to worry about that, you have that. I also have my head covered, which is something that I've picked up from learning about the Afro-Cuban traditions. Covering your head prevents, protects your crown, and it prevents basically bringing a visitor back home. So because I have the Waking the Dead spray and I'm going to be here for a little bit and collecting dirt, I decided that I was going to, I'm going to probably spray myself with this before I leave the cemetery. So any good stuff I have coffee, I have beer. Actually, I have 2 bottles, but it is 9:30 in the morning and we'll see what happens. I may drink one. I may just dump both of them, pour both of them. I have a pack of cigarettes, which was kind of painful for me to spend $11 on a pack of cigarettes, because I quit smoking 3 years ago when they were about $8. So that's New York for you. I have a baggie and spoon. I have, well, I thought I had other stuff. I have the coffee. I have a bagel left and flowers, and I think that's it. So now I'm going to go and do my thing. We have, I don't know if you can see them, we have all sorts of birds flying around, which is very odd, because the first thing I did was I heard I believe it's a crow. He's over there. Or the hawks. I'm not quite sure, but it is odd that there's lots of birds around. It's not usually this noisy. There's a couple flying over that way as well, so there must be some roadkill around. But I just thought that was interesting. And there's another little one. There's lots and lots of birds today. Birds are known psychopomps, so I thought that was really interesting as well. There's another one. So this is the friend of mine's grave, and as you can see, he's been dead for almost 3 years, and he still doesn't have a headstone. And that's a big, long, family, complicated story, which I don't even know. And all the grass was grown up all the way to like the top of the candle holder. So I ripped a bunch of that down. I spoke to him. I poured the beer for him. Oh, and there's a gigantic, like, daddy long leg all over the flower. A yellow jacket was also chasing me around, which was not cool. So if you can see the Mustang symbol, somebody left that for him. From a car. His thing was a Mustang, and he had a Mustang even though he did not drive it anymore because it got him into trouble. And I do know people have actually, a particular person got a Mustang tattoo in honor of him, which was also kind of cool. And since he died, I've been seeing Mustangs everywhere. Right after he died, I would see like 6 or 7 a day. Before that, I didn't see any. And so whenever I see them, I think of him. And I also replaced the candle there. You can kind of see it flicker a little bit. The candle that was in there was a version of Guadalupe. The Virgin of Guadalupe. I'm not Catholic, so I don't really know the saints and such. So I put a plain white candle in there because I don't want to be disrespectful and put any kind of symbology on there, because that's not my faith. So I just put a plain one in there and kind of cleaned up a little bit. And I don't usually do the candles, but since it's here, I figured I'd do it. The last one that was here for almost 2 months, so I felt comfortable changing it out. So I'm not going to offend anybody that's alive. And plus the flowers that I left here about a month ago were still here, and it's really, really sad. And that might be one of the reasons why I made the agreement, why the agreement was made for me to come and visit once a month, was to take care of this spot. So what makes it even worse is right next to him is this huge, ginormous headstone with the balloons that you can hear right now because the wind is blowing and you can see it. Yeah, so that makes it just a little bit more intense. But now I'm going to move on. Alright, so I'm actually sitting down. That's why the camera angle is so low. So I had the rest of my bagel and I shared part of it with her as I was talking to her, and I laid out the cigarette and the roses, and I had put the other part of the bagel on my knee, on my leg, and I collected some dirt. I collected some dirt from the head and also from the middle, so about the heart area, which is my intention. And just to connect with her and to get to know her better and to speak with her and things like that, and more for guidance and support and things like that, because even though she's been gone for 22 years because she died when I was so young, and how she died, I was always been worried and afraid to connect with her spirit, because sometimes when spirits take their own life, they can be a little bit more hostile and confused and different things. So as I was doing that, when I was finished, I went to grab the other half of my bagel and it just fell right into the grass. So that's going to hurt too. Because yeah, so obviously what I had left out already was not enough. There was a bite taken out of it, but just one. So maybe part of my DNA was what was needed as well. I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna go with it today, because today has already been a weird day with the birds, which of course stopped now, and the yellow jacket following me around and such like that. So now I'm going to go to the last one, which is my grandfather, and I'm going to give him his coffee, and I'm going to call it a day. So here is my grandfather's, and it actually has my grandmother's name on it too, which I always thought was kind of weird, but I guess it saves more time later. She's still alive. Now his candle holder, I think it might be electronic or something, or I haven't figured out how to take the base off. I'm not sure, because this is the only one I see that does not have a candle in it. I have to figure out that part. So his coffee's there, and I will pour it into the ground before I leave. I'm not going to leave it there like that. I put the rest of the flowers in there because it's full of water, even though it's kind of gross. But I'll probably come back in a couple weeks, and if it's still there, I'll remove it. And that's pretty much it. The cemetery is massive. This is the non-denominational side, and the Catholic side is over that way. I don't know if you can see that flagpole, but that is a bunch of veterans. I was called to go over there one time, and that was a very, very moving experience. I can't find it in my frame, so I'm hoping you might be able to see it. There's a Catholic, like over that hill is the Catholic section, and there is also a Jewish section over past that hill, past those mausoleums. There's like, oh, I can see the fence from here. I don't know if it's captured on camera though, but the cemetery is absolutely massive. My great-grandmother and my great-grandfather are buried here somewhere in the Catholic section, and even though there's like a separate section, I've noticed right now there's a lot of crosses on a lot of these headstones. So I don't know how non-denominational it actually is. Maybe it's just everybody who's not Catholic, I don't know. But even though both my grandparents are Catholic, my grandmother wanted my grandfather buried in the same row as my mother. So my mother is actually down there a little bit. And then Paulie, I can see Paulie's from here. I don't know if you can see the balloons, but he's next to the one with a whole bunch of balloons. So everybody's really close, but I need to find the other ones, and I'm just rambling about personal shit right now, which nobody probably cares about. But if you have any cemetery experiences, I would like to hear about them. If there's anything that you do when you visit, if there's any specific offerings. Oh, I'm gonna give him a cigarette too. I forgot about that. If there's any specific offerings that you want to do, or that you do, or you plan on doing, or do you visit often, I just want to hear about what everybody else does. I think that'd be super awesome, especially since we just did the video and we talked about cemeteries and stuff. And yeah, I want to hear about visiting, not necessarily, or collecting, not necessarily spell work, because that's a completely different ball of wax. So I hope. Alright guys, so I am done, and I'm going to go along with my day and do my other stuff I need to do to prepare for the rest of today, because I have stuff going on, like Halloween stuff, which is super awesome. I'm very excited for. So I got some of this. It's 10 o'clock. I've been here for a lot longer than I'm usually only here for about, I think, like 10 minutes. I was here for, I don't know, well, for a half hour. So yeah, that is what I did today, and I probably am going to actually make a habit of doing, if not the same things, but very similar. It is more than what I usually do. Usually I just bring flowers, and I'll put a flower on each, you know, stone. If I have a ton, I'll bring them around and bring them to random ones. I've done that. And just so everybody knows, this is not something that I've always done. This is something that I just started doing recently over the past couple of months. 2 years ago, you have not caught me dead doing something like this, let alone making a video about it. And yeah, so you can change, you can progress, and you can grow, and you can do wonderful things, and you can work with your spirits and work with your dead, and you can grow and grow and grow, and they will help you. And that is basically it. And I've only started doing this, I think, since the beginning of September, so literally for 2 months, and already things are changing just a little bit. So tonight I will do an actual don't usually do a sound ritual, but I will do something at home, and I will leave some more things out for other people that I've passed, that have passed, that know, that are not here. I have other family members and friends, and I will be honoring everybody tonight, and I hope everybody has a blessed Samhain and a happy Halloween, and be safe and have a good one.